Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast, the only sports card podcast, allegedly. That's Kai Patricelli. I'm playing Mariah Carey for the next 2 months. And welcome to episode 4 of the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast. I almost flubbed it there, but I got through it. Also, I'm not sure if I spelled Mariah Carey correctly. It doesn't matter. Kai, how are you doing?
I think you did spell her last name
Did I
wrong.
spell it
I gotta
correctly?
be honest.
Wow. Dude, I didn't even spell check that shit.
No, I think you got it wrong.
Oh, fuck. No.
I'm pretty sure it's R-E-Y.
Ah, crap. All right, whatever. The joke still works. Listen, it's Christmas time, apparently. I know it's November 1st at the day of recording of this. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. Yeah, I'm going to just, maybe start playing Mariah Carey after this. It's fine.
So what are you up to recently? What are you thinking about?
What a good segue. So, two things that are on my mind. I'm going to talk about the Nashville Card Show, my experience with it, general thoughts, and then we'll talk about some sports stuff as well, with the Brooklyn Nets being a complete dumpster fire. As of this recording, Steve Nash has been fired. What's the Boston Celtics coach name that got suspended for a year?
Clue. Oh, Ime Udoka.
Yeah, they just hired him as the coach. That's a fucking disaster, but whatever. So let me go through my thoughts on Nashville. And for anyone who is watching on YouTube, very cool of you. I'm wearing a Nashville Predators jersey. I do not watch hockey, but this was cool. I did get one at the game I went to on Saturday, so I really enjoyed that. A lot of fun. So I wrote down some notes here on my thoughts of the Nashville show. And I want to make this super clear first off. If you're a showrunner, if you're someone who spends hours and hours like doing the logistical stuff behind a show, I have a lot of respect for you. Listen, I know what it takes, or I don't know what it takes, I should say, to get vendors in there, or dealers, or interested parties, or the show space itself. I have a lot of respect for that. That shit probably takes tens of hours, multiple different people working in sync. And I'm sure it's a lot of work, and I will give you a lot of credit. You deserve respect for all of that. I could not run a show. I do not have the patience for that. For what showrunners can control, I think Nashville was very nice. It's a good location. I like the city of Nashville. I've now been there twice. I really enjoy that entire atmosphere of that city. What I will call out though, in terms of logistical stuff, is the lack of walkable amenities directly towards the venue. Kai, I believe you've been to the Dallas Card Show, right?
I have.
Okay, so you understand when you're at the Dallas Card Show in Allen, Texas, across the street from the show, because you're in a hotel with a very nice area, is a bunch of shops. There's a grocery store. There's Starbucks. There's 2 Starbucks actually within walking distance. You do not have to leave that general area if you go to the Dallas Card Show. The Chicago show, the Chicago Spectacular / the National, you have the ability to not only get coffee, which is in the venue, you have a mall that's within walking distance. You can get food at, you can walk around, you can get a little fresh air. There's those amenities that you might take for granted, actually. Nashville does not have that. It's an expo center. You're in the middle of nowhere, quote unquote, where you can't really walk around. You're kind of at the mercy of Uber Eats drivers or Grubhub, or just the generic stereotypical hey, eat a fucking burger or pizza or hot dog, whatever. That's fine. That's completely normal. But comparing it to Dallas or Chicago, that's one thing you do notice as you just talk about the logistical side of things. Now, in my terms of my opinion on the show itself, I was a little underwhelmed, which is sad. I really enjoyed my last time being at the Nashville Card Show, which was right before Atlantic City. It was actually the same weekend as one of the Dallas Card Shows, and I did well. But this time I was a little underwhelmed in terms of the higher end card perspective. Saturday was not a good day at all. It was actually pretty terrible. Most of the high end deals I did were with friends, people who I know on Instagram, people who know me, thankfully, and understand that I'm someone who is very fair, legitimate, and always going to be upfront about business. I actually have one of the nicest cards on my desk, which, if I can find it super quickly, will
Oh,
really
geez.
make the YouTube people happy. It is from 2009 Upper Deck Greats of the Game, Link to the Past, Michael Jordan and James Naismith. Like, that's a fucking
It's
cool
pretty
card,
dope.
right? I got that from our friend Tyler. Hot Corner 1326. I think those are the numbers. That's one of the things
Something
that,
like that.
yeah, dude, Tyler, I'm sorry if you ever hear this. When you have an Instagram name with a bunch of numbers, you don't want to fuck it up. Like, let's just be real. I'm sorry if your name is like Card Collector 161812. I'm sorry I get you mixed up with Card Collector 1814 or whatever it is. Like, I'm sorry. I do the best I can. It is what it is. But you, Tyler, as long as we continue to do high end business, always gonna be a good time. As well as our friend Mikey's cards. He doesn't have a number in his name. I can remember his. I got a Mickey Mantle Kevin Jr. 1994 dual autograph, PSA 5/9 auto grade, which actually did get moved yesterday. So already moved some cards from the show. Those are my high end deals. That's it. 2 with friends in 2 days of work. I actually had moved up my flight. I originally was leaving the show Wednesday at like 6 p.m. and getting back to New Jersey at like 8:30. I moved it up 9 hours. So I got home at like 12:30. Dude, I left so early.
It was during the week?
What'd you say?
It was during the week?
So the show was, I left on Friday morning. I took off work, flew in, made some deals right away. All right. Had a positive vibe. I got the dual auto from Tyler on Friday as well. On Cloud9. Very happy. You can ask Mikey himself too. I was like, dude, feeling good about this show. Saturday comes around. Fucking dead. Not good. Make a deal with Mikey for his dual auto. Go out with PWCC folks who are super kind. I'm lucky to have good reps from there. And they're just like fun people. Business aside, they're genuinely amazing, like kind, friendly, giving of their time. Very, very cool experience. Went to the Predator game with them, got dinner, went home because my flight was I woke up at like 5:30 or maybe even like 5 o'clock on Sunday. I don't remember, dude. It was all a blur. And yeah, I left the show early because I was like, fuck it. If Saturday sucked, why am I going to stay for Sunday? In that same vein, low foot traffic. So imagine the Dallas Card Show, Kai, because you have the reference of that. The space is huge for Nashville. But they also added a second room to the show, kind of like how Dallas has the Moonlight Lounge, I believe it's called.
Whatever that is. Yeah.
Whatever it is. It's fine. But it spread out too much where it was just not busy enough for it. So I think next time they should close that room. I think there were too many vendors, which kind of falls into that same thing. Just the quality of cards there, other than hobby influencers and people that you do know if you are on Facebook, Instagram, I guess probably Twitter as well. I'm sure they're on Twitter too, TikTok maybe. The people who are there. Those guys had good stuff. Everyone else, maybe not so much, but it is what it is. That's completely fine. I'm not here to shit on people who have low-end collections or lower-end cards. Dude, this is a very giving and welcoming hobby, and I want to make sure I make that clear. But I'm only giving my perspective. Let me make that clear. This is also just my perspective. So let me make that super clear. I do love the vibe of Nashville. I'm probably going to go back because I enjoy going there and it's fun and it's a 2-hour flight. The hotels are super cheap if you book early enough. And I enjoy that vibe and I will probably go back. One other thing I heard, which was super interesting from locals, that they didn't really want those hobby influencers there. They did not like that. They kind of want the show to be kind of exactly what it was in the past. More lower end to mid end, such as let's say $100 to $500 cards. They don't want the fucking cameras there. They don't want the sheesh bros of the fucking It's the hypebeast I was making fun of last week. They don't want that type of person there. You don't want that? Fine. I agree. But they
Yeah,
have money, they have higher end stuff, they have crowds who will follow them. And it is what it is.
it's kind
I
of
would
like a
give the show
double-edged
like a
sword
C
there.
rating overall. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
So it's kind of like a double-edged sword there.
It is double-edged sword. It is what it is. I would give the show a C. It was fine. I did well because of my friends. I unfortunately cannot go to the Dallas Card Show this week. I love going. I just can't do it for personal reasons this time. So my next show is in about 3 weeks for the Chicago Spectacular, and that's my last major show of 2022. So it is what it is. Shit happens. You can't always crush it, but also look at me. I'm fucking upset that I did, let's say, $30,000 to $40,000 worth of business over a weekend, and I'm upset. Oh well, how terrible, right?
What a tough weekend for you.
Oh, dude, I suck. I'm the worst. I'll touch on that super quickly. I'm not surprised Steve Nash got fired. Not at all. I think I've said last week that he was going to get fired. They lost a bunch. I blame Kyrie. I blame Kevin Durant. I somehow blame Ben Simmons too. That's a locker room that was lost from the fucking beginning. Durant wanted to fire in the offseason. Kyrie's a lunatic, and Ben Simmons is just, Ben Simmons. So I'm sure he did something wrong. I originally had a note that the coach brought in was going to be a puppet. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not really sure what to expect anymore with the Nets team. They could go fucking 18 and 65 or whatever 82 would be, or 65 and 18, whatever the math is there for 82 games. But like this team is bad, and I don't envy. I just, dude, it's just a fucking train wreck, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with the Nets. I did not
Anarchy.
expect that.
Anarchy's
I
happening.
expected it to be a little bit crazy, but it's not looking good. They're what, 2-5?
Yeah.
Yeah. But since we're on topic of doing deals with Tyler, I actually made with him yesterday. Not
Oh
to the
shit.
level that you did. I mean, just a PC card for him, but Chris Johnson,
Oh, that's
101
cool.
game
Yeah, I
used.
saw him on that card. That's a Chris Johnson 1 of 1. For anyone who's not watching, quad patch with like an NFL shield, Titans
So
logo in
this is
there.
actually going to him. I didn't get it from him.
Oh, okay.
So I bought this off Golden. We were in a bidding war, ironically. And remember in the chat when we were talking about that? I don't know if you do or not, but
I
we were
don't
both
remember
bidding
that.
against each other accidentally, and I ended up winning. But he's getting it. I'm getting a cool card also in return. But just figured I'd mention that since you mentioned it also.
That's
But
so funny.
I don't really have too much on my mind this week. I feel like the grind of sports cards is kind of back. It's not just, I don't know, just a lot more like nitty gritty. Like you got to actually kind of work for it now. Like search, post, do whatever you got to do. It's kind of fun that way. I like it more, I think. What about you?
Fair.
You like it more like that, or you like the easy route?
Dude, I'll tell you what, I'm not spending nearly as much money as I used to on trading cards, which is completely fine. Like I'm okay with saving money. Dude, I got a fucking wedding eventually coming up. I got, eventually a house at some point. Like I'm okay with not spending 5 figures every chance I can on trading cards. So, I'm okay with it. I'll continue to buy when I can and it makes sense, but I'm
Yeah.
not really rushing out to spend $20,000, $30,000 any chance I can because I can flip it next week for 25, 35K. It's just buying smarter, not harder. And that's completely fine. So,
Yeah. And then Falcons are in first place. I don't know how it
somehow.
happened yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but it happened. So
The
that's the
NFC
thing.
South is being the NFC East this year. So, no
It
big
really
deal.
is. If we would have lost, we would have all been 3-5. I don't know if you saw that.
Dude, your division sucks. You're take it from a Giants fan, like who is used to 10 years of mediocrity in the NFC East. Dude, it's just miserable. Someone's gonna end up winning, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck how do we get here?" And then they're going to like a playoff game, like the I remember a year the Seahawks did it like 2008, 2010. They went like 7-9.
Yeah.
That was when the Beastquake happened. So
I remember that.
yeah, whatever. It happens.
I had down, no one's really watching the World Series, but I think everyone gets the point there. I mean, I don't think anyone really cares, to be honest. But
So I saw on Reddit that like 18 to 34-year-olds are actually watching it more, like up 30%. So I'm gonna say this is
Really?
false, dude. But I don't fucking care. These are two teams I hate. Like I don't really.
no one cares.
The people in Philly do, they eat shit when they win championships, like literally. They climb telephone poles and
Fair.
whatever else they can. I gotta give Philly fans credit though, and they like that shit. They are the most passionate people in the world, but they're fucking scumbags and they know that and they're happy to hear that. So I love your guys' passion. I've been to the lake. It's scary as fuck if you're wearing any other jersey other than Eagles. Whenever I go with my friend, I wear neutral colors. Don't attack me. I'm not rooting for anyone there. I just want to see you lose and me get home safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't really say it much better there. And then lastly, kind of back into bulk grading. I don't know the exact prices, but I feel like for about a year or two, I kind of strayed away from it, mostly like Express and stuff. But
It was like
it's
30
definitely not.
bucks for a while, I believe. Now it's down to what,
I
20,
think it's
18?
down to like 20 something, maybe
Good.
18. Yeah, but it's definitely an option again, especially with the times going back to basically what they were before. So it's something to look at if you're maybe on a hiatus from that, but now you want to try again.
I should definitely get some stuff in for grading soon. I do maybe one PSA sub every month or two, but I have a lot of like Bowman Chrome things. I ripped a case of 2020 Bowman Chrome, April, May. I don't think I pulled anything good, but now with the season over, it might be actually worth, doing a bulk submission and just waiting for April, May, June, whenever that shit comes back and eBay auctioning it. So maybe I should get on that. But I'm so lazy when it comes to that.
So am I.
It's so bad. I will say this: past me had a much better work ethic when it came to listing stuff and selling things and the hashtag grind. But I'm happier now, just like being in my own little lane of like, yeah, I'll do 3-4 deals a week, but I'll profit just as much if I did 40. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather just the adage working smarter and not harder is what I want to live by, especially with the segments we're going to talk about later, which is hobby burnout. Doing less but making more when theoretically you can. I know it's so easy to say that, but like action in real life is, when you have the ability to do that, that's what I want.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, let's move on. We did this last week and it was pretty fun. So
I like
I
this.
guess we're trying it again.
Yep. I like the name This or That, which is not good, but it is what it is. Kai, I've chosen the player this week. We'll kind of switch off. We're not always gonna do football, but we did quarterbacks last week. It's a fun little segment. I've chosen New York Giants starting quarterback Daniel Jones. I'm not even sold on Daniel Jones, and I'm a Giants fan. I'm okay with them giving him a franchise tag. I'm okay with them moving on from him if that's what the front office wants to do. Whatever Brian Dable and the Giants GM want to do, I fully support. I have no idea if he's the answer. He looks good. He's playing well. But if they want to move on and go get their guy, more power to them. I really do. So
He's getting the job done. So
I have here, 7 players, 8 players looks like.
I added a few, not going to lie.
Yeah, no, the ones you added are pretty easy.
What about
but
the
I'm going to
last
start
one?
with the last one's interesting, especially after news today at the NFL trade deadline, which happened. This is currently 5:45 on November 1st, so an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. Anyway, first quarterback on the list. Kai, would you rather have Daniel Jones or Trevor Lawrence?
I'm going Trevor Lawrence.
I'm going Daniel Jones. The card wise, real life wise, I fucking hate Trevor Lawrence. I think that he is quite terrible. If I was the Jags and I could do a redo and have Gardner Minshew back or Trevor Lawrence and having that first overall pick and trading or whatever asset you want to do, I'd rather Minshew.
I think Lawrence will be good in a few years. I mean, there's going to need to obviously
If he gets off the Jags, maybe.
No, they got Ridley today. They're going to get some more pieces. They have ETN who looks good. Build up the O line. They're going to be good. He's going to be good.
There was like an 8-week stretch last year where he threw less touchdown passes than Minshew, and Minshew was a backup on the Eagles. So
Oh, I know.
I'm sleeping on Lawrence, and whatever happens there, more power to him. Maybe it's just one of those things where he got drafted into hell, and he's got to climb out of it. But I am I'm sleeping on Trevor Lawrence. I'm not going to call him a bust, but I'm saying that he has bust potential.
I don't
Speaking
think
of
he'll ever be.
another,
Oh,
what's that?
I was gonna say I don't think he'll ever be top 5, but he's gonna be
No,
up there.
his hope right now is to be Ryan Tannehill. Like that's what he has to hope for. He gets off a shitty team and
Kirk
goes somewhere
Cousins.
else. And that's not, that's not a bad thing. Ryan Tannehill is a very good quarterback, but like Trevor
Yeah.
Lawrence is supposed to be the next guy, and he's not. Moving
You got it.
on to another questionable quarterback, also in the state of New Jersey, not New York, unfortunately. Would you rather have Daniel Jones or Zach Wilson?
I'm taking Daniel Jones.
Yeah, fucking, this is so easy. Why did you put this guy? I know this is one you added.
You never know.
Dude, who never know? Yeah, where am I going? I'm taking Zach Wilson to like a
I
MILF
feel like
bar?
they're.
Or
I
like,
feel
what am
like
I
they're more
doing?
similar than you think they are.
Bad? I maybe before this year I would have
Yeah.
agreed with you, but
I mean, I really don't think it's much of a drop off if you put Zach on the Giants.
I would say it's a significant drop off. But Daniel Jones doesn't throw
But
as many
why?
picks because Jones doesn't throw any picks anymore. Like he throws like very
Because he
few
runs
compared to
like
like,
15 times a game.
well, fair enough. Moving
All right.
through to a NFC East quarterback, probably, one of the better ones in this division. Would you rather have Daniel Jones or Dak Prescott?
I'm a big Dak guy. Not big, but I think he's underrated. So I'm going to go with Dak.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't love saying Dak over Jones, but I think I'd be stupid to deny that. So give me Dak Prescott pretty handily over current Daniel Jones.
I think people forget how good he was that rookie year with Zeke. I mean, obviously it's not that now, but he's still
I mean, he's
really
still he's
solid
still a
quarterback.
top 12 to 15 quarterback, and I don't have Jones in
100%.
that tier of quarterback. I have him in the tier below. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Now, on to a quarterback who has severely fallen off this year. Circumstance or not, it's still true. And this could be a hot take. Would you rather have Daniel Jones or current Aaron Rodgers?
This is tough.
Yeah,
I
this
don't know.
is
I
tough.
mean,
I know. That's why I put this.
the thing is, neither of them have good receivers. And I mean, Daniel
Jones is
Jones
playing
is
better.
probably
Yeah.
he's probably doing better. Like, I don't know.
I
I
think you have to
guess
go with
Daniel
Daniel Jones.
Jones. I don't know.
I'm going with Daniel Jones here, which is
We're going
wild.
Daniel Jones over Aaron Rodgers right now.
Dude, just based on the circumstances of their teams, yes.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
almost argue the Packers have better weapons.
It's tough. It's super tough, but because the Packers, like, Lazard is now hurt. They lost Devontae Adams, obviously. They lost Valdez Scantling in free agency. Romeo Dobbs, I don't
They have
remember.
him, Christian Watson. They have
Yeah, I
AJ
mean,
Dillon, Aaron Jones.
it's
Tanyan's
tough.
okay, but yeah.
But yeah, give me Jones here.
Really, yeah. I think we got to do it. It's got to be Daniel Jones right now, at least. We'll see
Now,
what happens.
since we're shitting on older quarterbacks as well, and this one I put on here because it was kind of funny. I don't expect you to say who this is, or I expect you to take this guy over Daniel Jones. Would you rather have Daniel Jones or Tom Brady?
I'm
It's Tom
taking
Brady
Daniel
easily.
Jones
But
over
like,
Tom Brady.
Yeah, okay, good. I had to make sure.
No, I said I'm taking Daniel Jones.
Oh, what the fuck? Why? Why would you do
I'm taking
that?
Daniel Jones over Tom Brady.
That's
He
so
looks awful.
stupid. I'd rather have Tom Brady. Like, oh my god,
Tom
so
Brady
easily.
Tom Brady is one rigged NFL game away from being 2-5.
I don't care. I'd rather have Brady.
Actually, 2-6. Sorry.
Whatever, dude. This is so easy. Like, I would take the easy layup 100%
He
of the
looks
time.
terrible.
I don't care, dude. I give me Tom Brady every single day of the week until he retires. He just off reputation alone and his intelligence, top 10 quarterback.
I'm taking Daniel
Stats
Jones.
matter, obviously, but like Brady will find a way to drag this team somehow to like 9-8, 10-7, and we'll all just be looking like what the fuck happened? Like how did they start so badly and get back into form?
If they get in, you never know, but I don't
That's
see
exactly.
them
You just have to
getting
get
Daniel
there.
Jones.
Give me Tom Brady. Okay, you added this next player. What the fuck are you thinking? Would you rather have Daniel Jones or Kenny Pickett?
I think I would go Pickett.
What
Just
the fuck is wrong with you? No.
just based on the unknown. We know what Daniel Jones is.
So
We know what his
stupid. Give me
ceiling
Daniel
is. We
Jones
don't know
100
what
out of 100
Pickett's is.
times. I
But
would
why?
not, dude. I think Kenny Pickett might be in contention for the worst current starting quarterback in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah, he's that bad. He's just not ready.
I mean, yeah, they forced him into it. We don't know what he is yet.
I mean, yeah, you throw him into the fire and see, but he's just not the guy. Not right now. He could be in the future. Right now, it's painful to watch him play for the Steelers, and I feel bad for them. And they just traded away Chase Claypool, which, you know, Pickett wasn't really throwing to him as much. Pickett wasn't throwing to him as much anyway. Pickens is a guy he likes a lot. You know,
They still have all other guys too.
Yeah, it's not looking good in Pittsburgh. I mean, their wide receiver core is always gonna be incredible. They just seem to. If you get drafted by the Steelers and you're a wide receiver, you're gonna end up being a diva or good, and like it's a 50-50 shot. Sometimes you get both.
Or both.
Yeah. Well,
yep.
There you go.
Remember Martavis Bryant?
Antonio Brown. Mike Wallace might have been a diva a little bit. I don't really remember.
He definitely was.
Whatever. Like, I think
these last two are very interesting. I would say.
Yeah. So this is relevant. Would you rather have Daniel Jones or Geno Smith?
100% Geno Smith.
I'm going Daniel Jones here. I like what Geno's doing. I'm very impressed by how his career has developed over the last couple of years. He actually was a giant. He was the quarterback who broke Eli Manning's consecutive games started streak, and he actually didn't play terrible in that game. But I do kind of see it as a mirage. I don't think that he can continue to play at this high level, and he has been great. I'm not overstating this all. Geno Smith has been like a top 10 quarterback in real life through the first half of the season, and he's been really, really good. The Seattle Seahawks should not be in the position they are right now. However, I see him falling off. I see teams adjusting. So not convincingly, but right now in the moment, I would take Daniel Jones over him because I really think Geno will regress to a more normal mean for him.
I definitely think he'll regress at some point, but I mean, right now, I just don't see how you can say that. He's literally top 5 in MVP, I would say.
Oh, right, yeah. Right now in this moment in time, sure, it could be Geno, but like if we're talking about over the season, I think that it's Jones. So I guess I answered both. That's not really a good answer out of me, but whatever.
Last one.
Would you rather have Daniel Jones or Justin Fields?
I would go Justin Fields.
I'll take Daniel Jones, but like Fields in the last 2 weeks has actually looked good. They're doing some different play calling and different offensive scheming there in Chicago, and they just added Chase Claypool. So Fields is getting interesting. I really thought he was going to be like one of the worst quarterbacks from this draft class, but now he might end up being the best one, and that's not a high bar at all. But like, you know,
I think he's 1,000,000% the best quarterback from the last 2 drafts.
Once again, not a high bar. So cool. You're the king of
definitely
shit
not now. A high. I mean, there were 5, 6 first round quarterbacks in that draft,
2020. It was Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, and Justin Fields. I got the order wrong there, but
were they 2020 or 2021?
2021, because last year was Pickett and Malik Willis.
Yeah, this year.
And then, the guys who no one cares about because they're already backups. I think Sam Ehlinger was 2022, actually 2020 as well.
He was with them, yeah.
Yeah, so okay.
But yeah, I think Fields will start doing better. I think they'll draft people this year. Might sign another guy. They got Claypool, Mooney. I like Khalil Herbert a lot too.
I've been more impressed with Fields lately than I thought I should be. I really thought going into the season, or even halfway through the season, quarter of the season, whatever, he was what people were speculating Lamar Jackson was going to be. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's, we'll see what happens.
That was fun.
Yeah, listen, this or that is a good segment. We can always do another player, another sport. It's an idea. It's a good one. You know what I mean? So keep running it back. Another segment that we're gonna keep on trying new stuff. We're only in episode 4 of this podcast, And we'll kind of keep on throwing shit at the wall, whatever works, and what we enjoy doing, we will continue to do so. We have a Q&A, actually.
We do. So the first question, we're gonna be posting these on our stories, maybe the joint account story for question submissions and stuff. So feel free to put them in whenever we do that. But the first question is from Reckless Cards, and he says, "What is a higher end trade etiquette? Like, what are you supposed to do in these sort of deals and situations?"
So I can tell you what not to do, and you can tell me, and you can tell what to do. Because I had this happen literally yesterday. After this question was asked, I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Like, let me think about this. So on my Instagram story yesterday, so Halloween, I posted a Patrick Mahomes select field level rookie PSA 10. Nice card. Super nice card. Put it at for sale for trade. 7K or best offer. A little high, but you know what? That it doesn't matter. You can always lower your price. Says in the story post. For sale for trade. 7K best offer. Guy DMs me. Is this for trade? I say potentially yes. 3 or 4 hours go by. Okay, what's your value? I delete the message. I'm like, if you can't read 5 words or less, I'm not fucking doing this. And this is someone who has, or I think has, nice stuff, who has messaged me before. I don't want to fucking deal with you. If you can't respect the time or have the ability to read 3 to 5 words, I don't want your fucking business. And I don't need to sell to you or trade with you or waste my time with you. Like, it just was like, are you actually kidding me? How are you doing this? How did you get this? Who gave you a phone? Like, I couldn't believe that someone in their infinite wisdom could not read the words for sale, for trade, 7K best offer. What the fuck is wrong with you? How did you get here?
Quickly, can I jump in there?
Please.
One of my biggest pet peeves in this same like category is, especially in the higher end stuff, when you message someone asking about a card and they either say, "Oh yeah, it's available," "Oh yeah, this is the value," "Oh yes, the price," whatever it may be, and you just don't respond to them. That is my biggest pet peeve.
Yep.
At least say, "No, I'm not interested. I'll pass." Like, maybe I'll hit you up in a week, like something. That's just such bad etiquette.
Dude, people suck. Like, I get that. Let me make this clear. If you don't answer accidentally, you have a fucking life. First off, how dare you have a life? My bad, guys. If you have a life, if you have, kids, you're working a job, oh my God, meaningful employment or school or whatever else you do, you forget to answer someone. Yeah, that happens. Shit happens. We're human beings. We have other things to do besides trading cards. I know. But come on. If you're outwardly just choosing to ignore someone or not DMing them back or whatever other excuse you want to do, fucked up, just answer. Just be like, hey, I'm going to pass. Thank you or whatever. Dude, I answer probably every DM I get. I don't have any message requests. And I probably answer when I'm buying or actively trading. I would get between 5 and 50 individual DMs a day. I'll answer everyone unless you're, just the example I used before. I think it's just a common courtesy, and I think it's lost on people. The ability to be like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'll pass, or yeah, let's talk. I don't know why, but etiquette in sports cards in general, especially online, needs to improve. Just be a fucking human being. Just be like, yeah, I'm good. I'll pass, or here's what I want. Don't jerk me around. Just come on. Just answer. Just figure it out. Even if it's not going to make a deal, just like be a decent human being about it.
I think on top of that, basically the same thing, but a little bit of a extension is communication, especially in higher end deals. If you need an extra day to ship a package, you need something to cover fees, something happened, whatever, maybe just like communicate. Don't just keep ignoring each other. Like, send a message. Don't, like, I don't know, just communicate.
Yep. How dare you communicate with me? What? You want to be honest? But also, I'll say on the flip side, if you're someone who I actually know in real life and I know you're going to ship, but again, man, just fucking send it whenever. I don't care. But I've definitely seen you'll see on the other side of that spectrum is like a $25 deal. And I get these messages on eBay a lot. Guy pays like 10 p.m., let's say. by 10:15. Hey man, when are you gonna ship? It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you,
Oh,
bro?
it's
What
the
do you think I'm
worst.
doing?
The worst.
I think everyone has that experience. Like, it's either the high end deals where it's like, yeah, man, Mikey, whatever, just ship like tomorrow. I don't care. I know you're gonna do it. And then the $25 guy on eBay, it's like, where's my car? It's like, bro, you paid 4 seconds ago. I'm sorry.
It's
Like,
11 p.m. It's a Sunday.
not
Like,
even. Yeah, just like I can't ship it right now. I'm sorry, sir. Please
yeah.
forgive me for not shipping this Davis Mills Prism rookie.
I also have one more thing. It's not necessarily high end because I think it's different for high end,
Sure.
but on lower mid end, people nowadays expecting everything to be a PSA 10.
Dude, so what I've started to say to people on eBay, and first up, by the way, if you message me on eBay, I'm a real dickhead. And I'm making that super clear. I am not nice when it comes to eBay messages, especially about condition, because I don't want to deal with it. What I now say, my go-to line when someone asks me about the condition of a card, I say it is either ripped in half or it's flawless, but most likely somewhere in between. And that's all I say. I don't
Yeah, I
care
think
if
a
you don't want to
good
buy my card then. I don't want to be bothered with it. And it's funny to me. So I'm sorry that you want to go once again see 10 pictures of my Davis Mills Prism base card, but it's either ripped in half, it's flawless, or it's somewhere in between.
Yeah, I mean, I think just a good rule of thumb, at least now with how many people grade cards, is like this is what I do, at least when I buy cards, is if it's not graded, like I'm not getting better than a 7. If I do, I'm really lucky.
That's the Kai. How dare you be reasonable
That's
about this?
literally
What? Yes,
I
that
just
is
think it's
the correct
important for people to
answer.
understand that.
Well,
Like, I
once
mean,
again, also let me make sure people understand this. If there's something actually wrong with the card, if there's a scratch, if there's a surface indent, and you can very clearly see it, you know what I do? I go to my description of my eBay auction and say, hey,
type 5 words.
yeah, there is a scratch here. There is an indent. Please look at pictures. What? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, I never told you I was selling a PSA 10 card raw. What did you expect was going to happen?
I almost think it's worse now on like Instagram and Facebook than it is on eBay with like returns and complaints and stuff like that. Is that kind of an
It
issue?
depends. One another reason why I've gotten out of that lower end game is just like, dude, I don't fucking care. Like, I don't. It's like a $17 deal. Whatever, man. Just like
Not worth arguing over $30 card
for
on Old
real. Like, just
Dimple.
leave me alone, man. I
Yeah.
don't care. Like, it's just very freeing that
Anything
way. It's like,
else?
yeah, whatever.
Any more etiquette?
No, I think we covered it. I think we realized like patience is a virtue, and like we both have kind of run out of it, especially after 7 years on Instagram, man. My patience says
Yeah.
generally ran out on shit like that. When it matters on higher end stuff with people I know and respect, a little different. But like Timmy on Card Collector 111111111. I'm sorry
Hey, can
that
I
your
get
Davis
9
Mills.
pictures of corners?
Yep. Can you enhance this screen actually to show me the edges, the centering, and make sure that it is a PSA 10 quality before I pay? Thank you.
Next up, Cards by Joe and Bogart Sports Cards both kind of ask something similar here, and
Yep.
it's kind of how do you take a loss on a card respectfully or in a good way?
Just fucking roll with it. Like, why is this so difficult? Just accept that you're not going to win on every single item. I know I haven't. I own Josh Rosen cards. How do you think I feel? Like, it
Yeah.
happens. That's the fucking point. That's what this is. We're all somewhat degenerates. What the fuck did you expect was going to happen here? You know,
Yeah, if you've never lost on a card, I don't believe you.
yeah, you're a liar. Dude, I can tell you that I win more than I lose, which is just good business sense. And I can tell you how to maximize your wins and limit the losses by selling too early, quote unquote. But you know what you do when you sell a little early? You win a lot more. So yeah, I will lose on cards. And that's completely fine because you know what? I'm going to win on the next one. And I continuously will trade up or trade down, most likely more trading down to gain more value. And once you accumulate enough value and you sell off enough cards, let's say you have a $10,000 card. You bought it for 8, it's worth 7,500. You trade all that, you trade it for 8K, 8,500 worth of stuff. You can then either piece it out and regain your value, or you consolidate that all into one item again, or you sell it on eBay auctions or consignment or both and buy something new and re-roll. You're just re-rolling it, man. You're just gonna try again, and maybe you'll
Exactly.
win next time. Unless you're dumb and you buy, I don't know, who's a bad investment right now. Baker Mayfield. Shit, I did that too.
Yeah.
Fuck. I also bought Baker Mayfield. I had so
Yeah, I
much
don't
Baker.
have much else to say besides that. I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. Take your losses, try something new, invest, or do whatever you're doing, flip. Just don't worry about it. Like you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll win on the next one unless you buy Baker Mayfield
Yeah.
like I do. Whoops.
Try not to stack your losses.
It's true. Yeah,
That's why.
you gotta have some variety in your collection.
Exactly. That's another good point too. Don't just exactly. Moving on. Carney Collectibles asked game used memorabilia versus cards.
So I want to get some game more memorabilia. My I have a big ass wall over there. It's kind of empty. I have nice stuff off to the side that you can't see, including the Babe Ruth ball, which I'm gonna send to PWCC's vault soon. A John Morant basketball, not game used. I wish, but like it's a black basketball. It's like from his rookie year. It's like a limited edition run by Panini, and just some random baseballs and shit. Like I like having memorabilia. I have a big ass wall there. I need to get some game worn jerseys. I've tried to bid on some on eBay. I've tried to bid on some on NFL auctions. Actually, they have a Daniel Jones game used jersey at auction right now. It's $15,000. I'm not bidding $15,000 for Daniel
Really?
Jones.
Yeah, I saw Matt Ryan one was on there. I think he got bought out for $10,000, which I was
Dude,
very
it's
surprised
wild.
about.
I want some cool shit. I can tell you the players I really want. It's Robert Woods. It's Marshawn Lynch.
Robert
It's
Woods.
I fucking love, for whatever reason, because in fantasy football, I would draft him like 4 years in a row, and he would score like 10 points a game. And my team name for like 2 years in a row was the Robert Woods fan club because I think it's funny. So Robert Woods, Marshawn Lynch, who's my favorite player of all time, Vincent Jackson for the same reason as Robert Woods, Rutgers players, so Ray Rice, Kenny Britt, the McCourty twins, those guys. There's actually a Devin McCourty jersey on eBay right now for $500, but like I can't tell that it's real, so
Yeah.
maybe I'll go buy that, but I'm not sure. Just like random shit. Like I guess that's my quote unquote PC is like Rutgers players and like dumb players I like for whatever reason. So I want it. I need that wall filled up. This is not my real man cave, but like I need that shit anyway soon. So
I think another way to look at it is also like, would you rather spend, I don't know, 10,000 on a Jimmy Butler logo man card or 15,000 on the full jersey?
I've had this entire thought process for years. It's just like it's putting money away that you're never going to use again. Like if you buy that Jimmy Butler jersey, you're probably never going to sell it. Or if you do, it'll be like you'll get $6,000 out of it because no one's bidding on Jimmy Butler. Because why did you buy Jimmy Butler? Like it's just like it's putting money on the wall, and that's cool, and you should do it, especially if you're a fan of Jimmy Butler. But understand you're probably never going to sell the card or the jersey or whatever it is.
Yep, couldn't agree more. Moving on. I'm assuming Washington Bash Valley or Wabash Valley Cards, whatever, asks, how do you deal with people constantly only wanting to buy at 60 to 70% of comps?
Dude, I would love to buy 60 or 70% of comps. So where the fuck are these people and who are selling to them? I can tell you that. Okay. I guess the podcast stopped and it reloaded, but
you're good.
Okay, cool. As someone who has been on Instagram in the reselling department, let's call it, for 7 years, I can name on probably two hands the times I paid full eBay or above eBay on a card. I've always paid 75 to 80% comps because people need money, and that's completely fine. If you're selling at 60 to 70% of comps, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know what's up with you. I know it's up my throat. I guess I'm getting I'm talking too much. Go figure. But this is interesting. I don't, people are going to buy at whatever margins they can. It's a quote unquote business, but you don't have to sell them like that. There are a ton of people, or just do consignment. Like just go to Send a DC Sports or someone, or Probe Scene, or PWCC, or Alt, or whoever. Maximize your dollar. If if you need the cash now, then find other buyers. Like if you're selling to someone at 60 to 70% of comps, you're basically saying, hey, take this money. Like, please just take more money out of my hands.
Yeah, I think while 60% is a little low, I think at some cases 70% is like, it's fine to move on from stuff at 70%, I would say. You just don't want to always be selling at 70%.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude, my throat is like killing me. What the hell? Am
Oh,
I
you're
dying?
good.
It's gonna be the first
Maybe.
stream, the first podcast where you see a live death. Just like, oh wow,
You would go
it happened.
viral.
Oh yeah, dude, all 17 views. I'm all about it.
But yeah, not too much to hit on here. I mean, do we gotta do? Don't get smashed selling at 60% to everyone. It just doesn't make any sense.
Wait,
Like,
someone say Smash, like the Smashville jersey I'm wearing, if you can see it.
we
Because
can.
it's really hot. Maybe that's why I'm like choking. I'm wearing a hockey jersey in my apartment that's like 72 degrees. Maybe not the best idea, but anything for content, baby.
But yeah, spend the extra 10 minutes trying to sell it for 80%, and you'll do better. But for the Q&A, that is it. I think that went pretty well. We'll definitely in future episodes be asking for more questions, so stay tuned on our stories for that.
Hopefully they don't kill me either. That'd be cool.
Yeah. And last topic for today is talking about hobby burnout.
So I've gotten a lot of DMs about this lately. I can definitely say that within the last 7-8 years, I myself have definitely felt a little bit of hobby burnout. As someone who is very clearly not a fan of influencer culture or the hashtag grind or hype beast in general, I think you could tell that in the last couple of years, that lifestyle, that change of perspective has crept more into trading cards. And I can tell you that in the last couple of years, I myself have seen my life go from, oh yeah, I'm all about this hashtag grind. Like I'm so excited to go to all these things to like, what the fuck is wrong with everyone? Why are we doing this? And part of the reason why I moved into that higher end space is to avoid that hobby burnout, because the less time you have to spend on trading cards, the better, in my opinion. Like it's fine to spend a couple hours a day playing with trading cards and answering DMs, but I don't want to do it, 12, 14, 16 hours a week. I couldn't do trading cards full time if I wanted to, because I'd be like really burnt out by the first week or two. I'd be like, why am I subjecting myself to all of this? It's not fun then. I want this to be a fun, lucrative hobby, business, whatever you want to call it. Like, so be it. I could never do this full time. I think I would really have the burnout be real. And Kai, I'm not sure about you, but have you ever felt like that hobby, that burnout?
Yeah, I definitely have in the last 2 years, especially when everything's gotten crazy and then back to sort of normal again. There's times I'll take 4 weeks off, not off, but not doing much and just kind of sitting back and either selling or not doing anything. And it's kind of refreshing at times because it definitely gets a little stale after a while. If you're every day, you're just scrolling through eBay, selling stuff, shipping stuff. Like, while it's good at the same time, it's definitely gets stale and burn out very quickly. I cannot imagine doing it full time either.
It would be a nightmare. I will say this, and you got mad about me. I was going to introduce this concept last week, but when you look at all these auction houses, PWCC, Golden, Alt, Leland's, whatever else, you see all these high-end 6-figure, even some cases 7-figure cards. This shit is not rare anymore. It's not. It's cool to see a Brady Championship Contenders ticket auto, but we've seen a couple come up at auction this year. Like, how many limited logo LeBrons have you seen? How many Michael Jordan limited logos? Kobe chronology, the list goes on and on. Like, or gold refractor LeBron James. Joey in our Instagram chat mentioned it. Like, there were 3 or 4 of them available this week.
In
Like,
1 week. Like, I think 2 or 3 in one day.
Yeah, private sale, consignment, whatever else. Like, they're not fucking rare anymore. It's just expensive. And part of that could be, the number of auction houses that are available, people, getting cash out of the hobby or taking profits in some cases. One thing that is exciting to see, for instance, is the 1-of-1 Luka Doncic. The NT, it's not the, is it the True RPA? I know it's the 101 logo. I know it's the card that's sold.
It's the true logo man because there's not a vertical logo man
Okay,
ARP yet, I
so
don't think.
Luka's best card,
It's his
other
best
than
card.
maybe the Prism Black that I don't know if has ever been pulled,
I'd
is going
probably
back
rather
to
have this
auction.
one, but still.
What?
I'd still probably rather have this one, honestly. I don't know about you.
Either, I mean, I can't afford it, so I don't have an opinion.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that
Sure.
that excites me. That's cool. That is all the check marks. It's 1-of-1, Logo Man, Luka, Rookie, NT. I don't know why I counted 5 on my thumb, but whatever. It checks all the boxes. That card's going to go for probably $2.5 million. It's not going to go for 4.6. But he's probably selling it for tax reasons, and we'll transfer that loss into the Selva's business is what I've heard. And good for him. Someone will get a quote unquote bargain. But it's that excites me. That's cool to see. When we saw the flawless triple LeBron sell, that was cool. That was exciting. The Golden State one. Like that shit's cool, but like that's it. That's the only thing like excites me, quote unquote, these days is that rare stuff that you will never see again unless it comes up for sale. Otherwise, it's just like, all right, yeah, that's expensive. Cool, another LeBron with a logo.
Next page.
Yeah, like and I use this. I use oh my god, I use this example. I'm dying right now. Last week, it was just like you're going and visiting inappropriate pages that you shouldn't be watching, and looking at women that you should not be looking at, and it's just like it's the same example with cards. You can't afford it, like whatever. Like don't do that. It's I don't know what the point I'm trying to make is cards are not as rare, but they're expensive. I can see how that can lead to burnout.
I think maybe something to do to avoid it is like try to have more fun with it. I don't know if you can have fun if you're doing it full time, but if you're not doing it full time, maybe try something new, buy some PC card. I don't know, just have fun with it.
I mean, listen, I can tell you that the ways I've worked through hobby burnout is finding something else to do, man. I do kind of look at this podcast as like a little bit like a therapy session. Like, hey, go be a dickhead for an hour and like make people laugh, maybe if you're funny. And just talk about sports cards. And to me, that's fun. Like I like making content. I like the ability to, talk to you for roughly an hour every week and just, enjoy what we do. Kai, several people came up to me at the Nashville Card Show and said we were doing a good job. Like I get DMs every couple of days now at this point. Like, hey man, love the podcast. That's really fucking cool. Like I have no aspirations for this. I don't want to be famous, man. I don't expect us to go anywhere with this, but it's nice to hear that people enjoy what we have to say and do. And I hope it grows. I don't expect it to, but it kind of like, it lights that fire and that interest in me. That I know that we can do something great with it. And that's how I work through the hobby burnout. That's where we started YouTube. Like I'm making content on YouTube again as a gamer, which was my true passion originally. And I fell out of that and fell into trading cards. Now I'm doing both. And now I've never been happier.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, I think this podcast is doing good. Everyone, not everyone, but it doesn't matter who likes it as long as
I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. I expect to be famous from it. Like maybe, but I don't want to be famous. So,
but yeah, I think it's a good way to kind of not let out steam, but talk about things in the hobby without worrying about buying and selling all day.
Yeah, I mean, also once again, if we can't get canceled for making like Henry Ruggs jokes, we're never gonna get canceled anyway. Like I'm okay with
it. Yeah, so we're good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like I don't think I've said anything too questionable this week, but we'll find out when someone DMs me about it.
But yeah, you got anything else this week?
Basically, don't compare yourself to others. Dude, the last 15 minutes of this podcast are me just flubbing every word. I'm gonna go take like a liquid IV after this. # not sponsored. Don't compare yourself to others. Who fucking cares, dude? Just compare against yourself. Are you getting better? Are you growing? Are you able to do more in trading cards or not? Don't worry about what other people think. It doesn't matter. Like none of this shit matters. So only compare against yourself. Don't worry about what others think. and look into cards and other angles. Do you want to move into higher end? Do you want to try a new sport? Do you want to learn something new? I never got to the point where I wanted to learn about F1, for instance, but I definitely considered maybe looking at it on Netflix because of that show. Whatever the F1 show was called.
Drive to Survive.
That sounds like a good name for a show. Cool. Maybe that could spark some interest in you and learn something new. But if you're not having fun with it, then what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, but that's everything I got. So besides the fact I'm dying, maybe you need to get a new co-host. What a segue into episode 5, where we are going to have our first guest every 5 or 10 episodes, give or take. We're going to invite someone on the podcast. We're going to make sure that we invite someone special, not just a random friend, not just like some Joe Schmo, people who have some clout, people who have a following, people that are influential. Oh my God.
Man, you're not doing good.
Dude,
I have to cut this.
No, we're not gonna have to cut it. You're just gonna
cut it short. End it.
Either way, the point is we have a hobby legend, quote unquote, someone who we are friends with who has agreed to come on. And if I make it to next week, I'm excited to go talk to them. Kyle will be there too. He might be running the show. Maybe I'll have to go live stream from like my hospital bed or something.
Yeah, maybe we'll ask for some questions for this person, possibly.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a comment, a thumbs up, subscribe, maybe a rating if you're listening on
for me. Sorry, guys. It's been real.
Spotify. But yeah, see you guys next week. Thanks.
Peace.